Here's a thumbnail. You ever read Dragon Ball? If not, you should. Especially if you've seen Dragon Ball Z, because it's better. It's so much better. Well, it's not better, but it's different, and it's a very different kind of feeling thing. It's not that different, but it's different enough that I feel like I need to mention it, because I feel like Dragon Ball is overlooked. It's honestly one of the best mangas ever made. I would rank mangas such as the One Piece is my favorite, then Berserk, then Dragon Ball, then some other ones, and then Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is pretty good, and it's great and lovely. But Dragon Ball is a whole other kettle of fish, the likes of which you must enjoy, or else I'll eat your brains. Everything that was in Dragon Ball has a purpose and a character arc, and every person is interesting, and it all intertwines, and it's great. Everything that gets brought up gets explored. In Dragon Ball Z, they keep a lot of the characters around just because why would they not be around? But nothing ever happens with them. Do you remember a single thing that Yamcha did in Dragon Ball Z? He died a couple times, and then he's, I don't know, Ten Shinhan? Or Tien, rather. There's another thing. I grew up reading Dragon Ball and not watching Dragon Ball Z, so whenever I read these things, they have different pronunciations because they're the official the official translations. So things like Krillin is Kuririn. I might have a clip of that I'm showing you. But yeah, things in Dragon Ball were left behind when Dragon Ball Z happened, and it's not a bad thing, it's just, they move on from the great Demon Lord Piccolo, and then he's a good guy now, and then he's like helping Goku fight a bigger problem. And then I love that, by the way. I love stories where the bad guy has to team up with his old enemy, the hero, to face a bigger foe, and then it's like, yeah, it's cool. It's really cool when it happens in this, it happens in this. Basically every single character Goku meets was a bad guy. Oolong was a bad guy that he beat. Yamcha was a bad guy that he beat. There's Piccolo, there's Vegeta, there's Boo, kind of. There's everyone. Everyone he beats he makes friends with, and that's a nice trope and I like it. Especially when the villain is cool, like Vegeta. But I will say, it sort of diminishes... Like, continuing the story is something you shouldn't always do. It could have ended at the end of Dragon Ball, and it would have been great, and people would have still loved it. But Dragon Ball Z, it's not bad. It's not a terrible thing. I'm sure it's like I'm not analyzing it right now. I'm just saying what I think. And I think that if you basically just read Dragon Ball. Read the first volume. The first volume contains a big old adventure. The first adventure to get the Dragon Balls. And let me just check the end. How much does the first... yeah, it gets to... So the first two volumes of Dragon Ball are the first arc. Goku meets Bulma, he learns about the Dragon Balls, they find the dragon and make a wish. And that's the first wish. And just those two volumes alone are like some of the best manga I've ever read. It's funny, it's engaging, the art is great, the characters, it's just really nicely paced and written. I like it. Akira Toriyama's a brilliant boy. Obviously he is. But then after that, what happens? What happens after that? We got the third one, which is the beginning of the Tenkaichi Budokai, or however you say it, and he meets Krillin. And he's just like, he becomes a pupil of Master Roshi, the Turtle Master, and he's like going through and he's like learning all this stuff. And it's just really cool. He does the big tournament thing. And then what happens? He goes, oh yeah, and right after the tournament, he goes on another adventure to get the Dragon Balls again. Because the first time, they all spread away and he gets the Dragon Balls again. And then, this time another group is looking for the Dragon Balls. And they're a much more dangerous group than the one from the first arc. The Red Ribbon Army. It's like, whoa! You may have known the Red Ribbon as the people who made the androids. The fucking them. Red Ribbon guy, I think that's how they explained it. It's like Dr. Gero of the Red Ribbon Army. The reason he comes back, and it's like fucking... But the Red Ribbon Army is just an army. And here's the thing about this arc in particular, and also Dragon Ball in comparison to Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball is a lot lower power level, and also, you know, it's a smaller world. You know, Goku is not trying to save the world from the end of the world from a big scary guy. That is right at the end of Dragon Ball, with the great Demon King Piccolo, which is like the father of Piccolo as you know him in Dragon Ball Z. And that arc is like, it really starts to go all over the place. Not all over the place, it really starts to get intense. It's great. And really what Dragon Ball Z is just a repeating of that over and over again. We got Frieza, then we got the androids, then we got the fucking Majin Buu, or something else in between. Like, there's just bad thing after one after the other. They're going to destroy the Earth. We got to stop them from destroying the Earth. And then again, and then again, and then again, and then again. And it never really captures the adventure from Dragon Ball, which is annoying. But if you're not looking for that, it isn't annoying. It's just really cool, and I get it. It is cool. But yeah, the thing about the Red Ribbon Army, it's an army of soldiers with machines, and Goku has trouble fighting them to an extent. Like, they have a few tough soldiers. It's like, whoa, I really got to fight my way through all this. There's like missiles coming at him, and they're a threat. It's a story that allows Goku, the main character, to fight an army, and for that to be tense and exciting and cool and adventurous, and it's like an Indiana Jones movie, you know, except with a little kid who's really strong. And after in Dragon Ball Z, he's so powerful. He's beaten Piccolo. Like, what army could take on Goku? No one. Not a single army, not a single human army could take on Goku. No man, machine. I mean, the androids are machines, which is strange, but it's all about a one-on-one fight from then on. It's like, there's a big villain, and Goku will fight it, and that's it. There's other fucking villains that are smaller that the other people will fight, but it's mainly Goku, sometimes Vegeta and Goku. Alright, my point, I sidetracked my point. My point was, Dragon Ball is an adventure story about a bunch of characters doing stuff and getting Dragon Balls and fighting. Dragon Ball Z is a one-on-one over and over again. It's always about that one guy that can fight Goku or can challenge Goku. That one guy who will destroy the entire Earth because he just can. He can just go phew, and the whole world will be destroyed. And you've got it's just a one-on-one fight. It's a fighting game. Like, the things that happen in this, they're funny, they're family-friendly aside from the nudity. They're exciting, they're cool, they're high stakes with low danger, if you know what I mean. Like, there's a time where Goku and the gang, Goku, Krillin, and Bulma, are in an underwater ancient pirate. Not an ancient. It's an underwater secret pirate base looking for a Dragon Ball, and they find it. But there's an explosion, and the cave starts crumbling in. It's like an underwater cave thing. They got a submarine, but the submarine doesn't work, and they got to get in their own submarine. And the Goku's like, oh wait, I gotta go back for something. And he runs, and it's like, oh shit, if Goku doesn't get in the submarine, he's gonna drown. And you're thinking that because, yeah, he's gonna drown. You think about the way it is in, like, Dragon Ball Z, it's like, he's not gonna drown. If it was in Dragon Ball Z, he's not gonna drown, he's just gonna blast his way out all the way to the top of the ocean. He's just gonna go, phew. Like, there's nothing besides a super-powered humanoid character that can challenge Goku in any way beyond, you know, the end of Dragon Ball. Within Dragon Ball, things can be tense, and they don't have to be a guy. And that's why it got into the whole thing of just the next big bad guy, because nothing could challenge him. Nothing could challenge Goku and the gang. Besides, like, when he could fly, like, that was the big thing. Like, Goku can't fly through most of this. He right at the very end, he learns to fly, or he shows that he's learned how to fly, and that's the end of the thing. He does it in one battle, and he does it as a surprise because nobody expects him to fly, because everybody was just jumping high. And now that he could fly, I mean, he could fly before with his little cloud, but if his cloud gets destroyed, which it does, a little bit, gets destroyed, then he's like, oh no, I can't, I gotta walk everywhere. But when you can fly at super speed and nothing can hurt you, and you can't really get buried without, you could just push up through the earth. It's just not it sets the scene for a very bland future. So yeah, any shonen that gets to the point where their main character is so powerful, stuff like that doesn't hurt. I don't know what I'm saying. Basically, what I mean is that while Dragon Ball Z is great, you must watch or read. I don't know what the anime is like, but read Dragon Ball, for goodness sake. It's one of the best. There's also another thing, just as an aside, that you get to a limit at some point of how much more strong your characters can become, and how much more fast, because when it comes to, you know, going real quick, that's like a thing that every character is able to move so fast you can't see them. And the first time that happens in this was like, I think it was like the second tournament arc, second Budokai Tenkaichi, Strongest Oven Under the Heavens martial arts tournament. Like the second one, I think Goku shows off the skill of like tapping, jumping between 2 points so quick that you couldn't see him. And that was the first time it happened. And then from then on, most battles were like, oh, how do they, where are they? I can't see them, says the character who is not like a super martial artist. Like, how do they get faster? It's like, oh, even I can't see them. Oh, now even I can't see them, and I'm better than you. Oh, now I can't see them. I can't see them so much, I just can't fucking see anything. You know, it gets to the point where it's great, but it's a bit too silly. I really wish this fucking camera would, you know, focus. Actually, I take it back. The whole thing is like a 10 out of 10. What's wrong with that thumb? Thanks for watching. This has been me talking about Dragon Ball, Imgavo Tuidage Day something or other, and that's the end of the video. I like Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball, and they're the best, and you should read them, and that's all I gotta say.